Hi artists, this is Mrs. Yiser, and we are here talking about Pablo Picasso's Cubist portraits. He would often create portraits of people who looked like we were seeing them both from the side profile, which is when you would see the nose, the mouth, and the chin, but we're also looking at this person from the front profile where they are full face forward, two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. So that's something that made Pablo Picasso's portraits during his Cubist stage so fascinating to look at, and honestly, a lot of fun to try to recreate. So we are going to draw a picture of a person. It does not have to be a self-portrait, but it always can be. You could draw from a person that you know or just from your imagination. So before we go on to our own drawings, we're going to look at these and we're going to notice a couple of different things. First of all, the colors are bright and fun, and when you create yours, you are welcome to use as many or as few colors as you want. These two ladies happen to both have hats on, so if you want to add things to the heads of your portrait, you can feel free to do so. And Pablo Picasso did spend some time thinking about clothing. So we're going to create a portrait in this style. So we're going to start off by choosing, do we want to do an oval face or do we want to do a side profile? Now you can make the choice on your own, but I'm going to show you how to create this one just because I think it's really fun. We're also going to notice how Picasso tended to use the view of an eye from the side, which is here and here, and then he would have one eye facing forward. So I'm going to start off with this. I'm going to start off by saying you should be using pencil, and let's date our pictures. So put the date on the back and then flip the paper over. We are going to begin by drawing a straight line and then coming in. That's going to be a nose, and here, and then you can make like lines here for the mouth, and then the chin, and come up. Now we're going to draw, that's the chin, and this is the jaw. Now right around here I'm going to make the ear. Maybe you don't want to include an ear. That's up to you and it's totally fine. And then I'm just going to make a curve to show the head. So now that is what a side profile looks like. So let's keep going with this. So around this area we're going to draw the eye from a side view. And this is how you start off with that. So I'm looking at this, and then I see that Picasso created this shape right here. If you want to put eyelashes, you can. And there you have it. So that's the start of my portrait. Now I'm going to add an eyebrow. And I already drew my lips, but if you didn't do that yet, you should and you can. For some interesting reason, Picasso always felt like it was important to include the nostrils, the parts where you breathe out of your nose. So I'm going to just go ahead and make like a basic semicircle shape for the nostril. Alright, so after you've done this, and I know it might be a little hard to see, so let me move it closer. After you've done something similar in your pencil, now you can choose to add your forward-facing eye on this side, or you might want to continue this oval and draw the rest of the face here. Now, you may notice Picasso was not afraid to go outside of the lines. So here the eye is quite large and it actually goes over the edge of the face. And I think that's what's going to happen with mine, and I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an eye facing forward. I'll make the eyelid. I'll draw some eyelashes. And so far so good. Now I can create the other side of the nose by just continuing it and drawing the other nostril. And I know this is looking really weird, but that was what happened with Picasso's art. It often would look very strange. So now I'm just continuing the mouth, almost like it's a puzzle. And I think I'm done with the face, but now I'm going to add some stuff around it to make it even more fun. So we're going to draw the neck. And I'm going to think about some clothes. Now I have his pieces here in front of me, and I just love I just love all the patterns and the designs that he included, and I love a hat. I think a hat would be a lot of fun. So I'm going to actually use this, the fact that this is kind of like a weird shape here already, I'm going to use this to make what I want to like suggest as a hat of some kind. And I'm going to draw some hair because I'm making a lady. I'm going to make some shoulders here. Maybe I want to include like what kind of a shirt she's wearing. This is the collar of the shirt. And there's no right or wrong to what you're doing, as long as you are thinking about a person, but it's kind of an abstract person because it doesn't look realistic. So I'm going to make some hair here. I think I'm going to include some lines just so people understand this is hair. And I noticed that Picasso had some fun adding some different colors in the face, so I will probably be doing that at some point. He even added some patterns and designs, so I might do that. So maybe I'll make like what would be her cheek. I'll make a little section here that I plan on adding some color to. Alright, so now that I've done that, I can start thinking about some patterns that I want to add. And then I can think about color. So we see that there is some black present in Picasso's portraits. So what I suggest is saving your black till the end. Black is an extremely strong and powerful color. So we don't want to start outlining with black and then go and color with yellow because it's going to make our yellow dirty. So whether you're using crayons or markers, colored pencils, or paint, use black last, and let's always stick to using yellow first. Yellow is a very light color, and it tends to be kind of on the weaker side and gets dirty very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say these dots that I just created, I want to have them yellow. While I have yellow in my hand, what else do I want to make yellow? Maybe I want to make the collar of her shirt yellow. If you notice, I'm holding my marker on the side a little bit. That gives me a thicker line. And I like to outline first and then color in usually. But then again, Pablo Picasso was never really afraid of going inside or outside the lines. He was sort of a free spirit as an artist. So as you're working, you just keep thinking about colors and your color choices. And you don't have to worry about filling the whole thing in with color, so I might leave areas white, and that's completely fine. But I'm not going to color in her whole face with purple and then do purple right here next to her hat and then purple hair. I want to use a lot of different colors. So I have a purple eyebrow. Maybe I'll make this hair purple. I want to show you another cool trick. If you happen to be lucky and have both markers and crayons, you can trace your lines with marker, and then you can use crayon with the same color and color it in pressing softly. This will help to let your lines show up really nicely. So now you can see those beautiful lines in her hair because I made them in marker and I colored them in with crayon. So that's a nice little trick if you happen to have both. If you don't, that's totally fine, because what you can do is you can color in with marker and then you can trace your lines with black when we're all done, and I'll show you what that looks like. So let's say I want to color her hair on this side with some orange. Again, I'm outlining. I'm holding my marker kind of to the side. And instead of tracing those lines, I'm going to color this whole thing in orange. And then I'm going to pretend that I'm all done with my portrait. I need you all to use your imagination and pretend that I finished coloring everything. Because you shouldn't use black until you're done coloring everything. Maybe I want to put a little orange over here. Okay. So, alright, pretend I finished this whole thing. It's all filled with color. It's beautiful. But we can do one more thing. We can use the black marker to trace our lines. So I'm going to outline her hair. And then I will trace some of those awesome lines that were in there so that they show up. So you could do it like this, or you could do it like this, or you could do a combination of both if you have the materials. No matter what, when you do this, have fun with it. Think outside the box. Make it look a little weird and a little funky, because Picasso was all about uniqueness, and nobody's is going to look the same. So have a great time, and I cannot wait to see what you do the next time we have a live Zoom art.